evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Victor the Magician, and as always, you're watching me. Today I want to talk to you about probably one of the darker subjects in magic, vice, and the susceptibility to vice of playing cards. To explore this, we'll be using our deck of the day, Sirocco playing cards. Now, these are rather lovely playing cards based on the concept of sort of the wind that fills the sails. They are sailors playing cards, if you will. Come in this beautiful Art Deco box, and have this rather wonderfully elaborate back design and very different face cards. But of course, on the high seas, there is no law, and so vice can proliferate. Today, I'd like to demonstrate that, using just some of the cards from that deck. Let me adjust the camera, and we'll get started. Our exploration of vice uses just 8 playing cards from the Sirocco deck. We have the Queen of Clubs, the Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Diamonds, and of course the Queen of Spades. We also have the 4 aces, the Ace of Clubs, the Ace of Hearts, the Ace of Spades, and the Ace of Diamonds. And I just realised I said the Queen's in the wrong order. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. There was actually the Queen of Diamonds and the Queen of Spades, not the other way around. Doesn't actually matter. The point is we've got the 4 aces and the 4 queens. Now, it's a little known fact that the 4 aces represent the 4 vices. I'll show you what I mean. See, the Ace of Clubs, you see how it kind of looks like a cannabis leaf? Well, that represents drugs, all drugs, including alcohol. It represents the use of recreational substances, shall we say, to escape reality. Now, there's the Ace of Hearts. Now, the Ace of Hearts, as you might imagine, represents lust, wild passion, sex, but sex without meaning, not love. Oops. Seems to be all fingers and thumbs today, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the Ace of Spades represents probably my favourite vice. Excessive consumption of food, overeating. I'm a man who enjoys cake and the company of plus-sized women, so definitely one of my favourites. And my least favourite, the Ace of Diamonds, represents, well, basically this one represents greed. The pursuit of wealth, financial gain at all costs. I'm not a big fan of capitalism. Now, the queens, some of them are more easily seduced than others. So at the moment we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them all over here, but if we just wave them over the aces, suddenly we find ourselves with just 1, 2, 3 queens. Because one of them, the most easily seduced, has disappeared into a world of vice. I speak, of course, there she is, of the Queen of Hearts. Now this naturally just leaves us with the Queen of Spades, the Queen of Diamonds, and the Queen of Clubs, with the 4 aces as well. Now, if one queen's been seduced, it stands to reason that others might be as well. So once again, we have the mindless pursuit of wealth, the Ace of Diamonds, gluttony, the Ace of Spades, lust, the Ace of Hearts, and drug use, the Ace of Clubs. But which queen of these 3 will be seduced next? Let's find out. All we have to do is wave them over the deck. And once again, one of them vanishes, and it's the other red queen. As you can see, a card has materialised between the aces, representing the Queen of Diamonds' descent into vice. Rather a wonderfully horrible trick in some ways. The seduction of the queens into a world of vice. But some queens are more stoic than others. The black queens are more resistant to vice than the red queens. In fact, they actively turn their back on it, which is why the vices are face down and the queens are face up. But they do have to explore this world of vice in order to get their sisters back, to rescue them from the world of iniquity into which they have descended. So we have the Queen of Clubs and the Queen of Spades going after their queenly siblings in a desperate bid to rescue them from these four cards, the vices. Unfortunately, life doesn't often work out that way, and what actually happens is that the red queens get seduced by the red vices, and the black queens get seduced by the black vices. There they are, the black queens between the black aces. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Victor the Magician, and I'll see you next time for more depravity and magic.